Hello and welcome to this week's Webisode. I'm Jeff Phillips and I have a fantastic guest for you today. I think you're going to be very interested in what she has to say. I have Tammy here. Tammy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And why don't you explain to the viewers what it is that you and your organization does?
I'm with the Abundance Foundation. We are a local nonprofit in Pittsboro, North Carolina, and we focus on local food, renewable energy, community, and local economy.
Okay. Now, for the viewer out there, if they're interested in becoming more self-sufficient, reducing their carbon footprint, other than just turning off the lights here or there or planting their garden, can you give some more advanced suggestions?
Certainly. So we recommend conservation first and foremost. Like you say, turning off the lights, not taking those extra trips in the car. But we've gone to a little bit higher level. We have a do-it-yourself workshop series, and that is teaching people how to cook. We're going back to like our grandmother's days, and what do you do with that big box of produce that maybe you don't even know what the produce is in it? Raising your own mushrooms, really understanding how organic gardening works. Learning how to make maybe biodiesel out of your waste vegetable oil, or putting solar panels on your house. These are really great ways to reduce your carbon footprint.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we live in an age where, you can get every food, not that it's good food, but, almost any time of the day, and it takes 2 minutes to place an order and then you have it. And I think people have forgotten how to, cook their own meals. So your class is probably, I would think, is pretty popular.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, good, good. So now what about buying local? Is that something that could help, help the community out? Because, we live in a small community.
We do, and local economy is huge. We have a very thriving community here in Chatham County, and we'll take some credit for that. We have an alternative currency called the Plenty, and that is currency that you go down to the bank and you put in your Federal Reserve dollars and you get back your Plenty, and you can spend that in the local businesses that will take that currency. And that keeps your dollar right here in our community. So it keeps traveling around this area. If you go to Walmart, that dollar is going to go down to Arkansas and it's going into the stockholders' pockets. We feel like that's a really important thing to do, and my family personally buys most everything locally. We can't go to the mall these days because it doesn't feel good. And the other thing we do, we have a project called Slow Money, North Carolina, and that project is a national movement. And that's putting investment dollars into farming and food and agriculture. And so instead of sending your money out to, BP or into wherever these, international organizations are that most people have their stocks in, we're taking that money out and we're putting that into local businesses, into bakeries, into farms, into chicken operations, so that we have a much more thriving community here.
Okay. Now, so when you were talking about farmers a little while ago, can you explain to the viewers, for those of them that don't know, what a CSA is?
A CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, and it's taken off. And what it is it provides the farmer with some funds. So you pay up front for maybe 16 weeks of boxes of food, and once a week you go and you pick it up. So they've usually harvested on a certain day. And farming is really hard, and so we need to support these farmers. But what this does is it decreases their risk. So they get their money up front, they can plan what they need to plant and what they need to harvest, and it gives the consumer really fresh vegetables right off the farm, really healthy, and you go home and you figure out how to, cook the bok choy or the Brussels sprouts maybe that you didn't know how to cook before.
Yeah, I know personally we've been involved with the beef CSA, and the meat really does taste better.
And when you know your farmer, you know how they raise it, you know if they're using chemicals or not, or if they're grass-fed. It's really the only way to go.
Right. Now, you also were mentioning gardening and farmers and bok choy and vegetables. If a viewer was interested in planting their own garden, these days it seems kind of challenging because the weather's not like it used to be. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, so climate change has been going on for some time, and there's lots of arguments about it, but Abundance Foundation, we're moving into that in 2013 as a focus to create local solutions for that. And we're working with the farmers and with some scientists. We're having a conference in February, and we're seeing that the last 5 years in particular, our heat is so high at night. There's water issues, there's pest issues, and so we're trying to adapt. So it's not really a question of is climate change happening, it's about adaptation. And the consumer at home, the homeowner, can follow this because they need to keep an eye on what's going on. Our zones are all changing, so when the tomatoes used to be planted in June, we're going to probably backtrack to maybe April because things are completely changing. And so it's not just heat, but it's cold and it's unpredictable, and we are working on local solutions for adaptation at the moment.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
It's fascinating.
Yes. So if the viewers are interested in finding out more about the Abundance Foundation, or maybe just even asking you some questions, where could they go?
Absolutely. So check out our website, theabundancefoundation.org, or go to our Facebook page, The Abundance Foundation, and we take emails all day long, and you can call our office, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.